Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spark and Chaos, a journey of thought with Wario and Leah.
Hello.
This is episode 25. We're going to be covering My Hero Season 2, Episode 11. Fight on, Iida.
Fight on, Iida. Or fight on, Iida.
My name is Kyle Phillips, and with me as always is...
Leah Clark. Hello.
We're role-playing today. I'm a Wario.
And I'm Stain. Serial killer Stain.
Serial killer Stain.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or All Might, because they both have those weird eyes.
That's
that
true.
go
That's true. That's true.
Bug eyes. Anywho.
In this app, we fly through the rest of the fights in the tournament. Because when we started, it was the start of the second round. And we get through all the rest of the fights until there are only 2 people left. So the next episode, theoretically, we'll see the finals. Deku does some soul searching thanks to All Might, and Iida gets some grave news.
He does get some grave news.
And the most exciting part of this episode is that Hero Killer Stain is officially introduced.
I'm so excited. That's my favorite part ever. It's going to get real good from here on out.
And you were saying you're excited because Stain is such a big influence on Toga, but you haven't really seen him before.
I haven't seen him. Like, I've seen pictures of him. Obviously, like, I know who he is, and I've seen shadows of him in flashbacks, but I've never seen him in action, and I'm so excited to actually see it because that's Toga's bae, like her first bae.
Toga's bae.
Yeah, until she meets the other baes.
In this app, we have the usual show and tell. Good VA shout-out segment.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Yes. Patreon Q's and A's and fun facts and whatnots. We'll be talking about Iida. His name is in the episode, so I figured we need to do him for this
Fight on Iida.
Fight on Iida. Fight on Iida.
Fight on Iida, or is it fight on Iida? Like, fight on top of him. Get on him and just start fighting.
I wish there was no comma.
I know. Fight on Iida.
Sadly, there is. So it's fight on you.
You, boy, fight on.
Yeah, it would be cool if it was fight on Iida.
Yeah, because then, like, he just lays down and they all come and, like, battle on him.
Let's eat grandma.
Let's eat grandma. That's what it's like.
It is. All right. Let's
eat grandma.
Okay, let's kick things off. Kick some things off as usual with show and tell.
Yay!
All right, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'm gonna go first because you have the better one, obviously.
Okay.
So you gotta.
I always have the better one.
Why is that? Your fans love you more than mine. Because.
Well, no, I don't do stuff like bring an old ass toga pop with a bug in it.
because I ran out of stuff. Because people stopped giving me things.
That's the best.
And they continued that trend. My latest show, which was NostalgiaCon in California. Starts with where was I?
Anaheim.
Thank you. Good Lord. I'm wearing it, actually. Anyway, so Anaheim, NostalgiaCon, this is a badge. And usually we get badges, and that's not like anything exciting. But this badge and our badges look just like yours, except for they say guest on it. Mm-hmm. So it's not anything exciting. But this badge is like a plexiglass badge. Like, it's got plastic on it, and it has, like, the regular badge emblem on it, but it's all holographed. So...
Holographed.
It's holographic, and it's, it's hard, and it's in, like, this plastic case. And, I don't know, we were just all, like, fanning out about, like, wow, that's really cool.
I must admit, while I was in Phoenix the same weekend, I was seeing all the social media stuff of people being like, look at our NostalgiaCon badge. And I was like, damn,
really?
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool, and I should do that.
Because for you listeners, it... basically what they did was they made it look like a trading card, and the hard plastic that it's in, that's what it looks like when you get it graded.
I didn't even catch that. I just thought it was cool looking.
No. So if you... Oh, it busted.
Oh, yeah, I busted it on accident.
Oh.
Because I'm a tornado child.
So, and actually, I think Tag is like a reputed brand. But yeah, so if you're listening, yeah, it's the like credentials badge, which is pretty standard. It's cool though because I assume this is the social media promo image that they use. Mm-hmm. But it's shaped like a trading card. It's holographic, like Leah said. So it's like, ooh, it's rare,
sparkly and rare. Yeah.
And it's in like it looks like it's been graded by JSA or PSA or whatever. So that's pretty cool. Very
is
unique.
really cool.
I think that is super cool.
Yeah, they win for marketing badges.
Yeah.
Because now that makes it even cooler because I didn't realize it was like a rare situation. But that's funny because then you're like, oh, I have the rare card because I'm the guest.
Yeah. What did the normal badges look like?
Like this, but not shiny. But they didn't have, and they weren't in packages. Like they weren't in plastic. They just looked like normal badges.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So ours were rare.
Ours were rare.
I got the rare ones.
No, that's super cool.
Thanks.
This is actually one of my first gifts I ever got.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
And Mia gave this to me.
No way.
Yeah.
Mia?
Yeah, little Mia. Discord, Kyle Phillips Fun Discord members know her as Sushi or Rotten Guts is her username.
Rotten Guts.
Yeah, so it's a little tumbler, one of those like all the rage tumblers. It's got a artsy version of Denki, like he doesn't have eyes or a mouth, but he's just like his silhouette, but fully colored.
He's like Vector Denki.
Yeah, vectored in. Is that what that is?
Vector Denki.
Vector Denki.
Vector.
Vector. On one side, and on the other side it says Kyle.
Aww. And it's all sparkly and says Kyle.
It's all sparkly and says
Did she make that art or did she find it?
I don't know.
It's really cool.
It is super cool.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it's one of the first ones I got.
See? You guys give us good gifts. You might end up as our personal assistant one day.
One day.
One day.
One day. No promises. But yeah, there you go. Very, very, very cute. Very cool. And
it is cool. As
always, a reminder. Yeah. We love getting cool stuff, love getting gifts, whether it's art or tumblers or cool badges. So if you catch us at a con, I have gotten a lot of people who ask, like, do you accept gifts? And that anytime.
Does anyone ever say no?
I guess some people don't. Well, that's like, I guess, yeah, when someone asks that, I guess the assumption is that they have been turned down before, which I don't know why anyone would turn down a gift. And I think we talked about it last episode. The only time we would turn down a gift, if it's like huge, it's like I literally can't take this home. But sometimes the con will ship it home for us. But
that's true.
Ideally, it's something that it can be stored in the back. I will say, I don't know if this ever happened to you. One time, I got this cool piece of art, and the art I still have, but it was in a cool frame as well. And I opened my bag when I got home, and I had the dreaded TSA. We checked your bag thing.
We were in here, yes.
And it was shattered.
No.
And I packed it nicely.
My God.
And so I straight up think TSA were just like, oh, and like shattered it.
That's so shitty.
I was very mad.
I would be too. Did you report it? Because
no. Okay, my success rate in reporting things. So my old like con luggage bag that I have all my prints and stuff in came down the chute one time, and one of the wheels was snapped off.
Oh gosh.
So I immediately went to the like luggage people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, right there you'll see this QR code, and you can report it, and they'll either send you a new one or just give you money to replace it." I said, "Okay."
Nice.
Went through the whole rigmarole, sent in the pictures, but we had to go to the con. So I was like, "Okay," submitted. 2 days later, we don't cover normal wear and tear.
Oh my gosh. Normal wear and tear? That's not normal wear and tear.
And so I was messaging. I'm like, this is not normal. And they were just like, sorry, we won't cover it. And I was just like,
that's
whatever.
so shitty.
Yeah. I mean, they probably would have given me like $20 or, we'll cover the cost of the wheel, which is $5, which is useless. So I was just like, whatever.
That's really stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like they set you up for failure like that if it's the airline I'm thinking of, because there was one point I lost all of my luggage. I mean, it took them a while to find it. But then they were like, oh yeah, just tell us like what was in there and how much it was, and we'll reimburse you up to $500 or something.
It was worth $500.
At least it was, but yeah, but they always find a way out of it. Yeah. So it's like they're like, yeah, we're so happy to do this until you actually want it.
This airline, I mean, really, there's really no good airline, but this one is a here in DFW. It's a hub of this airline.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Same one.
prancing around it.
I know, it's fucking...
It's American Airlines.
American Airlines.
But I have status with them.
I do too.
And because they're a hub here in Dallas, like, that's what I primarily, almost exclusively fly on.
Yeah.
And I will say, as bad as all the airlines are, at least with American, like, your flights rarely, knock on wood, get canceled. They always get delayed.
Oh.
Always.
Yes.
But it's not like Delta United. They're like, is that rain? Cancel all the flights.
Really?
Like, yeah, Delta United, they always cancel.
I feel like American always cancels.
Ah.
I feel like they're they'll cancel before anyone else does. I don't know.
I would just get delays.
I get so many delays too, especially in February. I don't know if you've ever tried to fly out of DFW in February. It's really hard.
Why?
Because of ice, because of weather, because of changes, and DFW isn't set up for it. So they're like, our icer broke, so we can't.
Yeah, I've had a lot of delays because they had to de-ice the plane or put de-icer on it. And it takes forever.
It takes forever because they have to like dust it off from like the warehouse and yank it out. Yeah. Because I'm like, does this one still work? I don't know.
They have to find it. They're like, where is it? I don't know. Bob put it somewhere.
Yeah.
He quit.
The one that we need for February because we might ice, even though we do it every year. For some reason, we can't prepare for it. Oh, Tejas. Anywho.
Anyway, that's show and tell.
Yay, show and tell. Texas X. Okay.
All right, the app. Okay, this is a cool app. There's a lot that happens in this episode.
Yeah, and they go really fast, which I really appreciated.
They go real fast, and like especially compared with the last episode, where like the notes were just like they fought. They kept
fighting, and then that was it.
This episode,
this is a lot.
Yeah, because so it was Todoroki and Midoriya was the last episode, and so it's like recapping that, and then it's like, okay, now what? We have more fights, and then a whole bunch of stuff goes on. But it starts off with everyone in the audience is like, oh man, they're talking about the Deku Todoroki fight. Yeah. And they're like, man, wow, like a lot of props and kudos to both of them, but especially Deku. Of course, Bakugo's.
It's like, I'm just mad and angry. Why are you talking about that nerd?
They're talking about him like they're not calling him a nerd.
Damn nerd.
And then we cut to Midoriya's in the hospital. Everyone's talking good about him, and then we cut to Todoroki, who's half of his jacket is missing because he doesn't know how to use his fire.
Which is so goofy. It's like you can only use one side, so literally only one side of you was affected. Yeah. Like that ice blast wouldn't blow off the other side.
That's true.
What?
Well, if anything, it'd be really wet.
Or something.
Because it's like if it was all cold and like frozen and then it melted. So he should have like a blown off charred half. Yeah. And then a melted other, a wet other half.
Wet, yeah. Because, if one of them came apart, you're going to have residual on the other side. Because it both, I don't know. Anyway.
That's the true weakness of Todoroki's quirk is just he's always like gross. He's like, oh god, like hot over here.
Or freezing.
Sunburned on one side, wet and cold.
Hypothermia.
Yeah, actually, what would that do to your body? Like if half of your body was intensely hot and the other was cold, wouldn't you like? Wouldn't that be weird? Is that hypothermia?
That's hypothermia. Yeah, that's like a tornado of temperature.
He always has a fever.
Always has a fever. It's always cold. Always dripping with sweat because he's like fevering.
Maybe that's what it is. He's trying to like be all altruistic, like my dad sucks, so I'm not going to use the right side. But really, he's like, I just don't want a fever, man. I don't know.
I'm just trying to stay.
I'm just trying
to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Damn.
That'd be amazing. But yeah, so he's walking down the hall. He runs into his dad, and his dad's like, "Yeah, good job. You finally came to your senses." And Todoroki, he hates him so much, but he can't look him in the eye. He just looks at his hand.
Oh my gosh, he like poetically looks at his hand.
Yeah, he's like,
and like grips. It's like, are you about to recite a Hamlet soliloquy? Like, what's going on? It was very deep.
Very deep. But yeah, he tells off Endeavor, which is cool, especially now. I before the last ep, I was like neutral on Endeavor. Like, I don't know, he's cool. Was he really that bad of a guy? And it's like, oh, okay, he sucks. Yeah. So now I'm like, all right, good. Tell him off, kid. So that was cool.
But then like you said, like Endeavor just took it. He just like stood there. He didn't react.
Yeah, he was just like, okay.
He could have just smacked him or something.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mentioned this in the Patreon pre-watch. Endeavor has already established that he has no problem punching his loved ones.
He's like, abuse? What's that?
Yeah, so I'm surprised he didn't just smack him in the mouth.
I know. He's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
just
like, oh.
Brooded as he walked by.
Yeah, that was it. It's like,
that was
okay.
it.
You could have just punched him in the guts and be done
Taught
with it.
him a lesson.
Taught him a lesson. But I don't know. Maybe at this point, I wonder if Todoroki could beat Endeavor.
Oh.
Like, Endeavor's the number 2 hero. But Todoroki's younger.
And he's got the ice.
And he's got a crazy quirk.
Yeah.
I wonder if Todoroki could beat Endeavor.
I bet he could because he's got ice. Like, he can put out the fire.
Is Endeavor afraid of his own son?
I wonder. That would be interesting.
Yes.
Maybe deep down inside, he's like, yeah, he could probably kick my ass.
Ooh.
That's why he's like, you got to use your other side. So that the other, because the other one will melt him or,
Yeah.
cool him off, I guess.
Now, I wonder how it works in this world. So let's say Todoroki's like, that's it, Dad. Let's fight. And Todoroki beats Endeavor, who's the number 2 hero. Does Todoroki immediately become the number 2 hero?
Yeah.
And Endeavor goes down to number 3?
Or does he become number 1?
Well, no, All Might's number 1.
Oh. Yeah. I would think so, because because who else would be there? You can't just have this dude that beat the number 2 just chilling.
I assume I assume we'll be told this at some point, but I just makes me wonder how the ranking system works. Is it Endeavor beat this giant crocodile villain who it seemed like he was ranked power 8,000, so therefore he's number 2. I don't know how they rank him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think at this point, all we know is that All Might is ranked number 1 and Endeavor's number 2. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we know any beyond that right now. So
I don't think so.
I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so he tells Endeavor to get the F out of here.
Get the F out of here.
Get the F out of here. Then we cut to Deku in the hospital bed.
Right.
Small Might's there, and Lucy Christian's there.
And Lucy Christian. We went from Ochako. Is that the first scene? No, not the first scene, but it's one of them. Yeah.
It's later.
Yeah, Ochako plays Recovery Girl. I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah, maybe Recovery Girl is Ochako's grandmother.
Maybe.
And so, remember from last episode, we were both like, the writing in this is not great unless, because he's just re-breaking his bones. So they were like, hey, Deku can do whatever he wants. There's no consequences. Right. So it's like, we need to make sure we see consequences in this episode. So later, we do see some more consequences, but at this point when we were watching it, all Recovery Girl says is, oh, those bones will never be the same. And I was just like, that better not be it.
That was it?
That better not be it. And it wasn't, but we'll get to that later. But I was just like, this better not be the permanent damage that we needed from the previous episode. When I was watching it at this moment in the app, I was like, very mad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's no way that's it.
That's it. I was upset too. Also, why are we sending Deku to Recovery Girl and meanwhile Todoroki and Bakugo, you never see them recovering from burns or hypothermia or anything like that. You know what I mean? Why don't the rest of them?
Well, so we saw Aoyama get taken away. We assume he went to her. We saw someone else, I think. Ochako got carried away and she went to Recovery Girl. But yeah, no. I guess or maybe they do, but if their injuries are so surface level or so, whatever, then she's just like, well, okay, you're good. Maybe it's, just on the skin. It's very easy for her to deal with it. Whereas repairing bones takes a while, and Ochako got kind of messed up. So I don't remember what happened to Aoyama. Why was he get carried away?
I don't know. That's the one with the Care Bear stare.
He just had his belt. The only thing was damaged. Oh, he got uppercutted. That's right. He got murdered. Basically, Mina murdered him.
Mina murdered him. If it was Dark My Hero, though, can you imagine the scars that would be on these bodies?
Oh yeah.
And the patchwork and the crutches.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, so Recovery Girl would be able to take care of, I guess, most of it. But yeah, there'd be a lot of people's scars, especially Momo.
Momo would have so many scars.
Just covered in scars.
Oh my gosh, that would be interesting though.
She'd turn into a hero because everyone would be like, oh, she's ugly, and no one wants to hang out with her, so she's turns to the villain path and her villain name is Scar.
Scarlet.
And she would say, "You want to know how I got these scars?" And they'd be like,
No. And she's like, wings.
"Wings."
Whoa.
More scars.
Here's a staircase that came out of my arm. Boom. What?
Yes. But yeah, so they're in the hospital room talking. You know, of course, Deku feels bad. He's like, "All Might, you wanted me to win, and I let you down." And All Might's like, "It's okay, kid." But he's Small Might. He's not All Might. And then all of a sudden, the 4 students walk in, and I was about to be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Like, I thought Small Might, that was a big secret.
I thought so too.
But luckily, Ochako is like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
Or nice to meet you. And I was like, okay. So more people than I thought know about him, but...
But do they know? They don't know he's Small Might, though.
No, they don't know he's Small. Yeah. They don't know who he is.
They just know he's like a cosplayer, a little scrawny cosplayer trying to be All Might.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, they if Ochako, or if no one had hadn't said anything, then I would have been upset, because I'm like, what the hell? Why? Yeah. Like, I thought it was like, but she did, luckily, was like, "Nice to meet you, mister."
Yeah.
It is funny, though, because...
But none of the other ones are like, hey, hi.
None of the other ones say anything, and, like, so they're in there, they're concerned, and then they get ushered out by Recovery Girl, but, like, I'm surprised, as, like, if I was in that group of friends, I would have been like, man, like, after getting ushered out, like...
Yeah.
I hope he's okay. Who was that random old blonde dude in there?
And why is he, like, hovering over Deku?
Yeah,
like,
why do we get ushered out? His friend, is that his dad?
Exactly.
Like, we haven't met his dad yet. And why does he have flaccid All Might hair?
He's a fan.
Yeah, so it's like, I guess maybe that's where Deku gets his fandom, his All Might fandom from, is from his dad. So yeah, it's just so weird. Like,
it's
no
like
one...
it runs in their family.
Yeah, no...
It's like a family of All Might.
Family of All Might fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one questions it. They're just like, oh yeah, just a random... We all get ushered out, but that guy gets to stay in. So I guess, yeah, it would make sense that they would think that dude's his dad right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, being on our, like, writing team and stuff, like, that is definitely something people would have flagged. Like, wait a minute, we have to say something. We have to do something. Like, you can't just decide, like, oh yeah, people can walk in and here's our big secret revealed.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do something. So I guess that was Ochako's line. But yeah, like, I don't know. It just seems weird that they, like, let that go. Like, like on this level of creating anime, when they looked at it, like, nobody flagged it, which is weird to me.
It is weird, yeah, because, like, it was a big shocking moment to see Small Might, and then up through, like, season 1, anytime we would see him interacting with anyone outside of, like, Deku and, like, Recovery Girl, he would turn into All Might. So I'm surprised, like, when there was, like, I don't know if there was a knock at the door or they just walked in, but I'm surprised he wasn't just like all of a sudden All Might, like, hey, kids.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been in All Might form for a while, so he had the ability to do it.
That's true.
I feel like, I'm surprised he didn't do it.
I know. That would have been a smarter move. To just be like...
It is shocking to me that he's just in Small Might form, just real casually around so many people.
Yeah.
Like, up in the stands, like, the VIP section, it's like, who's that old scraggly blonde guy?
But that's why it works for him, though, I would think.
But like, people would investigate.
Do you think?
Well, sure, like, you know, when, like, a celebrity sees celebrity at a game, you know, like, oh, in the stands, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. And it'd be like, who's that girl with him?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, oh, that's his new girlfriend. They'd be like, oh, who's that blonde dude? We know that's, you know, Endeavor. We know da-da-da. Yeah. Who's that?
That's true.
And people would be like, who's the mysterious blonde guy?
The mysterious blonde dude in the stands.
And then, you know, the Redditors would be like, oh, upon further investigation, like, if you flip up his hair, it looks just like All Might.
And it is All Might.
Yeah. So.
But I think the idea, I don't know, for their storyline is that nobody recognizes him. And it's like a disguise that works so well. Just like the Clark Kent glasses. I guess. Situation. I don't know.
I'm not saying it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's just weird that he's so... like, okay, no, perfect example. He's in the box, like the VIP box watching the sports festival.
Yeah.
And then up there is Batman, Wonder Woman, da-da-da, and then Clark Kent.
That's true.
Like, how come no one's like, why the hell is Clark Kent up there?
That's true. That is true.
That's all I'm saying.
No, that's real.
It's weird.
Yeah, you would find out, like, oh, is that his brother? Or is that so-and-so's? Yeah. Who is that?
They would just at least question it. They'd go on social media.
Who is that guy? That's true.
The chain smoker up there with...
The chain smoker with the scrawny thing.
With the scrawny thing. But yeah, then Deku's feeling real bad for himself, and it was hard not to just yell at the screen because he's like, I could have won if I had just done X, Y, and Z. Da-da-da. It's like, yeah, dumbass. Like, why? We don't have to get back into it. But the last episode, we went all in on how crappy his strategy was, and now he's like regretting it. It's like, why were you just? And he's like, I shouldn't have said anything. It's like, yeah, you should have just won the battle. He had every opportunity, and he even mentioned it there. So it was nice to get validation from the guy who should have known better. But
yes.
You know, he's just a kid.
He's just a boy.
He's just a boy.
Laying there asking for people to love him.
He's just a kid, and life is a nightmare.
Ooh. Throwback.
And then All Might has a weird line here.
What?
So, you know, Deku's talking about, like, I shouldn't have said anything to Todoroki. Like, I care about my friends. I just wanted him to, you know, do his best, but I should have just kept my mouth shut. And then All Might says, meddling where you don't technically have to is the essence of being a hero.
Wait, what? Meddling where you don't have to is the
essence
of being a hero. I think we should have chosen a different word than meddling. Like, I understand what they're saying. Like, getting involved when you don't have to get involved.
Is the essence, though?
Of being a hero?
I would have been fine with this if he had said is one aspect of being a hero.
One aspect, yeah.
But the essence, at its core, being a hero is getting involved in other people's lives.
Sticking my nose in other people's business.
Yeah,
that's how it came out, but I think that's not what they meant. It was just a poor writing choice, I think.
That was a weird line.
That was a weird line. Yeah, it should have been more like, I feel like they were saying, like, when other people run away and a hero sticks around.
I think what All Might was getting at was basically like that feeling of, even if it is at a disadvantage to you, wanting to help that person at your own detriment.
Yeah.
That's I feel like there was a better way to word that.
There was definitely a better word. So, I mean,
meddling where you technically don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, that whole way that was interpreted is bad, but the least I feel like they could have done is chose a different word than meddling.
Yeah, that has negative
because meddling
connotation.
has negative. Yes, absolutely.
That was a weird one.
That was weird. I would have written it differently.
That was weird.
That was so weird.
That was so weird. Okay, before we get to the fights, talking about the fights, let's pivot over to VA Shoutouts.
Yay, VA Shoutouts!
And this is a fun one. There's a bunch of people in the stands. I recognized most of them.
Can I guess some of them?
Okay.
But only if I recognize them. Keep going. Sorry. I'll just let you know if I know.
How would you guess?
Well, if you say, like, the person in the stands and I know who you're talking about, I could be like, oh, that's Brandon Potter.
Oh, someone says, I only have partial lines written, but they're like, oh they were eliminated in the semifinals.
The semifinals? Yeah, no, I don't know any of these.
Yeah.
Never mind. Fuck it.
I think that's the only one I was a little unsure of. There was Orion Pitts.
Okay.
Which, remember, he was, like, all over, like, the first 4 or 5 eps. And then, like, he just hadn't been in a while, I guess. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was him. Someone says that's what he gets for provoking that guy. That was Phil Parsons.
Phil Parsons?
This was
that famous Phil Parsons? No.
Well, I mean, Phil Parsons is somewhat famous.
I'm thinking of somebody else. Go ahead. Sorry. It's a different name.
And then this was a very recognizable voice. She says, like, yeah, that was weird. Was it part of some plan?
Yeah.
Mallory Rodak.
Oh, Free Ren herself.
Yes, Free Ren herself.
Free Ren.
Free Ren.
That's exciting. Is she in the show at all? Like, is she a hero or anything?
I don't think so. I don't know if she's really... She might have some minor part.
Interesting.
And then someone says, yeah, it's almost like he was happy to lose. Pretty sure that was Greg Lush.
Oh,
Gregory Lush. I didn't write the line down, but I definitely heard Chris Bryan, who voices Backdraft. But
okay.
He had remember, he was the firefighter hero. He looks like a fire hydrant.
Yes, that dude. Oh,
yeah, that's Chris
funny.
Bryant.
Chris Bryant.
Chris Bryant. He had a line in here, and then someone says, "Da da da, kids got spirit." This is who you thought was Brandon Potter.
Yeah.
It was Jeremy Inman.
No way. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. They do kind of sound similar.
And all of those people I just named have multiple lines throughout the episode in the crowd. So I think I got most of them, honestly, because a lot of them repeat. There's a couple others I wasn't 100% sure of. Like Iida's mom, when she's on the phone, I think maybe it was Rachel Robinson.
That's who I was thinking of. But I think...
She's definitely using a different voice than what I've heard of.
Rachel Robinson.
Yeah.
I thought it was somebody... Yeah.
I did cheat and look it up. It said it was Caitlin Glass. It's not Caitlin Glass.
That's definitely not Caitlin Glass. No. There's no way.
No. So I don't know if I didn't dig hard enough.
I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's Rachel Robinson.
Rachel Robinson as Iida's mama.
Iida's mama.
Okay.
Speaking of the Iida family, a big one, Tensei Iida, Tenya's older brother, the pro hero Ingenium, voiced by Phil Parsons.
Yay! Look at that.
Doing a little double duty in this ep. And of course, the big one, one we've both been very excited about, and Leah the most excited about, Stain.
Stain!
Voiced by the one, the only Robert McCullum.
Robert McCullum. And I was saying, like, I really liked his voice. I was surprised. I've never heard him do that kind of voice before. I've only heard him play douches. And I remember every time I would see, like, an anime or something, I would always, this is before I even knew Rob. I just knew the voice. I was like, I bet that's Rob McCullum. Because it's always like hey, I'm the douche friend. Like, that's how he comes across, I guess. And I cast him in something, Tower of Jiraga, and he was, like, one of the douchey villains. Like, he's just always douche voice. But this was cool. Like, he sounds really dope as, like, Crazy Stain. I really bought it.
That's what's so funny.
Awesome.
I remember he talks about, like, he used to do the douchey, more higher pitch, like, teenager voices back in the day.
Yes.
I have never heard that voice.
No way.
I've only ever heard his voice like Stain.
Stop!
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You've never heard him be like, I'm a dude. Oh my gosh. That's wild. Like, I've never heard him be like dark. Yeah,
I've only, because I worked with him, because he's Mystigan and Jalal, which are basically the same person in Fairy Tail. You know, Jalal is like, I'm a serious, smart guy, and then Mystigan's just a little deeper and more serious. And, you know, a few other things. I cast him in Fire Force as like a lieutenant guy. So I've only ever...
Was he douche voice?
No.
For lieutenant? No. Huh.
I've never heard him as douche voice.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to pull up a Rob McCullum
But he's
voice.
talked about it. He's talking about he used to do that a lot, and now he doesn't do it anymore.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, and I obviously haven't, like, paid as much attention as I did when I was, like, a newbie and, like, trying to, I don't know, like, perfect my craft by, like, knowing stuff. So I just, like, always watch stuff that I was in. And so, yeah, every time it was Jamie and Rob McCullum were always very distinctive to me. I was like, oh, that's that girl. Because I always liked Jamie's voice, too.
Yeah.
Because she has, like, that spunky, like, sassy girl.
Yeah.
With a little flavor to it.
Little Flava Flav.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so as of right now, Iida's mom is...
Rachel Robinson. Wow, that's cool. Good ear.
Yeah,
Good ear.
Thank you. I try.
Look at you and your ears.
I've just been so sad because I had a little drought there for a while. I couldn't pick them out, so I'm happy to be able to successfully pick them out in these past few eps. So
yeah, good job.
Thank you. All right, back to the show. Now we're gonna get to the fights. And they go by quickly.
Yeah, real quick.
So we have Iida versus Ibarra.
Oh my gosh, yes, that was hysterical.
And Ibarra handily took down Denki. And so I'm the type of sports fan where, like, whatever team beats my team, I want them to go all the way. So as of right now, my Dallas Stars, they lost to the Edmonton Oilers, and they're in the Stanley Cup Finals. So I want the Oilers to win. Because you could be like, oh, well, that's why we lost, because they were the best. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that makes sense to my head. Ibarra goes down hard and fast.
That was ridiculous. That was my favorite, though. I just loved it because Iida just, like, grabbed her. It was like, just pushed her out.
Yeah.
Just runs.
I mean, because...
The dude runs. That's all he does.
But he's just a runner.
He's just
like,
a fast
his quirk
runner.
is he's fast.
I'm fast.
Which is like, okay, that's not super cool. But, yeah, I mean, in a one-on-one fight, like, I was like, who's going to beat Iida? Because, like... anyone's attacks, he's just like, go behind you, and that's what he does to her. She's like, vines, and he's like, goes behind her, and just pushes her out, and she's like, oh
no!
And she's out of bounds.
It's like, but I mean, which is great. I think it's funny that he just pushed her. But couldn't she, with her vine strength, I don't know, like, swoop him up and, like, throw him down?
Yeah. Well, I wonder, too, if, like, because Iida's quirk he's very fast. So stuff like where he's, like, pushing her and she's like, like, did it take exactly that long? Or was it like, boom, he pushed her out, but they want to show something, so they, like, slow it down. Like, I wonder exactly how fast he is. I wonder if there is some time dilation, or she just decided not to do anything.
Maybe she was just so in shock that he was just pushing her. She was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see that being a thing. Like, it's so weird and so funny.
Yeah.
That she's like, wait, are you actually just pushing me out of bounds? Wow, okay, cool.
Mina Ashido also goes down super easy.
Yeah.
And it's so odd because she handled Aoyama so well. Mm-hmm. And then against Tokoyami, she's like, throwing her acid at him, just like, what do I do?
What do I do now?
And then he pushes her out of bounds. And it's just like, okay,
what?
that's two. And so
that's
I
all
think,
you gotta do. You're just gonna push him out.
So then we see Kirishima and Bakugo, and that's the last fight of the second round. And this one kind of made me a little upset. Because, again, Kirishima's like, okay, I'm gonna get rock hard. And then all he has to... Explosions aren't going to do anything to him. Because as we know, Bakugo's explosions do nothing.
Right. Not even to Bakugo.
They would definitely not do anything. Yeah, they would definitely not do anything to Kirishima when he's using his quirk.
Yeah.
And so all he has to do, he could just push him out of bounds.
Yeah, that's true.
Or, like, deliver some fights. And so Kirishima's fighting style, we learned when we did his character thing, was, like, it's reckless and, like, crazy. And Bakugo's is similar, but it looks like all Kirishima does is try to punch at his face.
Yeah.
And Bakugo is such an expert close quarters combat fighter, I guess. He's able to dodge every single one. And it's just like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, because I was like, if there's anyone that could put up a good fight against Bakugo, it's Kirishima. Because his blasts aren't going to hurt him.
Yeah.
And why didn't he just do what Iida did and just push him out of bounds?
Yeah, that's true.
He could even literally grab him and Bakugo's gonna be like, explosion! But it's like, doesn't do anything to me.
That's true. He could have. Because then they would have had 3 people just pushing him out of bounds. Maybe they had to change it up a bit. I don't know. It's like, I don't know, just pushes him out. There, bye.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that every other Bakugo fight, it's been like, okay, like, I get it. But, like, this one, it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, this should have been closer. It should have been
It should have definitely been closer. I feel like they didn't give Kirishima enough
they did
credit.
Not. They didn't. And so Bakugo says, he's like, oh, you're getting tired. So he beats him because he's like, oh, Kirishima, you're tired now. You've used your quirk too much. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to, turn the tables. But, like, Bakugo's been sitting there using his quirk the whole time. Using these explosions and stuff. So it's like, does Bakugo not get tired?
I guess.
Does he has infinite sweat?
Does he sweat that much? Like, we never see him, like, sweating like a,
I don't know. I need some clarification on exactly how Bakugo's quirk works, because it seems like he has no downside.
I know. What is the downside?
It seems he has infinite sweat.
Infinite sweat and, like, infinite healing powers? Because what?
I don't know. That fight was a dumb fight. I didn't like that at all.
That one wasn't as interesting.
It was pretty stupid.
It was just dumb. They just needed an excuse to get Bakugo in the finals, I guess.
Then before we get to the finals, we jump back to the hospital, and we get the permanent damage that I was asking. We were both desperately needing for it to make sense. Because just a quick recap, Deku in the last ep, like he breaks his fingers, and then he's like, I'm gonna break him again, and he just
I'm just gonna keep breaking
goes all out and just
care.
repeatedly breaks his fingers. So it's like the only way that this would be okay, because they just moved the goalpost, is if Deku has permanent damage, and he gets it. And what does Recovery Girl say? She says, "Your crooked right hand is a permanent reminder of, like, how you need to, like, rein it in." It's just like,
oh my gosh. Like, that's it.
You go all out, re-breaking all of your limbs, or all your fingers, like...
And you get,
a crooked right hand. What does that even mean, a crooked right hand?
Right. And, yeah, it's like, you get treated for a crooked right hand, and, like, no one else gets seen by Recovery Girl, really. Not like that, anyway.
Yeah.
Surgery. That was a surgery. he went in for. Yeah, I feel like he should have had like a numb hand or something, or like
Lose the feeling in your hand.
from like the elbow down, you'll not ever be able to feel ever again because you fucked up your nerves.
Yeah, it's. So we did get something. So it's like, okay, you technically checked the box, but come on, it was not enough in my opinion.
I don't think it was either.
It needed to be something else.
We needed something else, yeah, because they were just like, well, we can't do something else because then they can't use him. They'll have to rewrite around it. And
yeah, because
I get it.
Because it's like he could get in a fight, and they're like, wait, remember, don't re-break multiple times all your fingers because you'll get a crooked left hand. Oh shit!
Oh no! I'll just have to start using my legs and my head.
And so, like, now knowing anime, like, so they showed his hand, and I was like, yeah, I guess it's crooked.
Yeah. I barely even looked crooked. It just looked like he had some scars across the side.
Yeah, just scars across. So it's like, okay, now is that going to play into something later? Like, oh no, I need to save this person, but I can't grab them because of my crooked right hand. Like, then it'll be okay, I guess.
Maybe.
But I feel like they're just going to completely forget about it.
Of course.
They're just going to be like, okay, we checked the box. There was consequences.
And
his
now,
right hand is now permanently crooked.
It's permanently crooked, and then therefore he just gets, I don't know, he gets stronger and stronger, so he never has to break anything again.
Yeah.
The end. Click.
Cool. Maybe it's like he finally goes on a date with Ochako, and he's like, right this way, my lady. She's like, oh, gross.
Oh, no, your hand.
She's like, I can't
do that. We can't be together. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That would be cool. I'd be like, okay.
Sorry, Deku.
I'm sorry, Deku. That's just too much.
That's too much. Your hands are frozen. Or
crooked.
They're crooked.
They're crooked and gross. That would be okay with me.
Gross.
That'd be like, okay, that's a big consequence. Like, he would like, I really need to learn how to really use my quirk, because right now he's like, okay, basically no downside.
Yeah,
I'll just keep re-breaking everything.
Hurting myself.
Who cares? Crooked right hand. And then we learn so All Might or Small Might and Deku leave, and Deku's feeling real down, and he's like, you should find another.
You should find another
I'm
apprentice.
not worthy, and he's like, nah, yeah. So we actually learn a few things. So I thought One for All had to be given to someone without a quirk, but All Might said it can be given to someone with a quirk. He said it would just enhance their quirk. So he said, if I were to give it to young Todoroki, he'd be unstoppable.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shoot, I thought it had to be given to someone without a quirk. So that's kind of interesting that it doesn't have to be.
I thought that they established that. But maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe we just assumed it because he gave it to someone without a quirk.
And so because we both assumed this, that it had to be given to someone without a quirk, like All Might's like, guess what, kid? Quirkless. And he was like, what? I was like, oh, I thought that was I thought that was the case already.
Yeah.
So I guess we just assumed and kind of ruined the moment for us, I guess.
But the impact was lost.
The impact was lost.
I wonder if anyone else felt that way, though.
Yeah, let us know. Like, were we silly for assuming that?
Yeah,
or was everyone else on the same page?
Yeah. That
was weird. Yeah, it kind of didn't make that such an impactful moment because we were just like, oh, okay. But then, he's talking about, like, All Might gives a little more background, and he talks about he had a mentor who helped train him, like he trained Deku, and it, cuts to a scene where we see a dark-haired woman with a cape on the skyscraper, and that is, I believe, Lady Nagant. I might be wrong there. I always confuse her with someone else, but it's a character voiced by Stephanie Young. That is All Might's mentor. And so I always thought that was All Might's mentor, was Stephanie's character.
Yeah.
But remember at the beginning of the season, All Might is writing that note to that little old man, Gran Torino.
Yeah.
And he calls him his mentor. So it's like, wait, what?
Oh, wow.
So either All Might has multiple mentors or they just forgot about this letter?
Huh. Maybe I guess he could have multiple mentors.
I guess.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Right? Why couldn't he?
But
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So I don't know. I guess All Might has multiple teachers. Which is possible.
It's possible.
Still super possible.
Maybe a few people contributed to that masterpiece. It's okay. You know?
That's right.
Teamwork.
To this masterpiece.
Makes the dream work.
But yeah, then All Might, of course, reinforce. He's like, no, Deku, you're the man. I have no regrets because of, because his whole point, it's like, it's about, I chose you because of your instincts and like your goals, and it's not just because I saw that you were gonna be, you were a scrawny little wiener. It's not. I wasn't like, oh yeah, definitely this kid. But it's like his emotions.
His emotions and his passion.
His passion.
His dedication. Yes.
He's like, remember, it was your passion that got you out of the mind control. It's like, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so good moment for Deku. A little bit of growth here. He was feeling down. And he got brought back up by his mentor.
Encouraged. You can have anybody.
Before we talk about Stain, let's do some Patreon Q's and A's.
Q's and A's.
Patreon Q's and A's.
Arc, number 1, Bakugo Defender. Cool. Who would win in a duel? Kyle or me? Oh, shit. Bakugo Defender?
Yeah, she likes Bakugo.
I mean, I don't know. Kyle or you?
Arc Nessa would totally win.
Okay.
I'm a pacifist. Just like, please, can we just talk about this?
Oh, yeah. I could see that. I could see you trying to,
yeah.
Pisces your way through it.
So here's how, like, the anime version of this is, like, I'm like, she would be winning. I'm like, but if she's like, all right, now I'm going to beat up your children next.
Oh, no.
That's when I go Super Saiyan. Like, that's the dad power. It's like, I have no qualms with anyone. I never need to resort to violence, but the second my children are in danger,
and then you're like,
become a killer.
I could see that.
Yeah.
F
but yeah,
that.
no, she could.
I could see that.
She kicked my ass.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a duel, yeah, I feel like whoever is dueling you, unless you're trying to kill your children, like, they would win.
All right, this is from Cock.
Oh, God.
Real talk.
Yeah.
100 people versus 1 gorilla. Who you putting money on?
100 people?
Yeah.
Versus 1 gorilla? I'm
Do
putting
you know this meme?
No. Is it a meme?
This is, it was a whole thing for like a week. People just talking about if this could actually be, because 1 gorilla has a strength of like 20 men or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like, could 100 people have the gumption to overcome 1 gorilla?
Yes, because they have weapons. And they
no weapons.
No weapons?
Yeah.
That's not what he said.
Well, but that's the implication. Because, obviously if you had a gun, the gorilla goes down.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Harambe.
100 people, 1 gorilla.
Could 100 people come together to take down a gorilla?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Like, it's just like bees and a wasp. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Oh, yeah, where these
They
melt them.
Well, yeah, they all come together and they get on top of him so you can't oh no, what am I going to do? Like,
yeah.
And they vibrate him to death.
Yeah. Well, no, they don't they cook him.
Cook him, yeah, with their heat, with their they're vibrating him, making
heat.
So
that's how you would beat the gorilla. You would vibrate on him.
No, but 100 people could jump on a gorilla and take him down all at once.
So, but that's the big question though. So it's like, sure, yeah, but those first couple people that are near its face, they're getting their faces ripped off.
Yeah, yes, they would be.
And the people at the hands,
There are casualties, but...
But that's the point. It's like, they're like, all right, we just all got to jump them. And it's like,
fuck.
Well, who's going to be near the face?
Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, no, they all jump him from the back, and then they just, boom.
Oh, okay.
Get him down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they would do. They'd charge him from the back, and, police hog tie him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
I think 100 people could take on a gorilla.
I think so, too.
It would be tough, and there would be casualties, but it is doable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I hope so, because, damn. That'd be ridiculous. They'd be
gorillas
tiny.
are strong.
Gorillas are freaking strong. They're terrifying, too.
Okay, I have a quick tangent. So I bailed on it because I was like, but me and Kara watched this show, kind of a documentary called, oh my God.
Gorillas in the Mist?
No. It's like Monkey Love or something.
Monkey Love.
Not Monkey Love. Monkey Love. Is it on HBO? Yeah, it is Monkey Love. Oh, Chimp Crazy, Monkey Love.
Chimp Crazy.
But it's about like those people who like breed in captivity, like monkeys and chimps and
Yeah. Oh God.
and gorillas and stuff, and like sell them, and then it's I don't understand people who do this. Okay, I'm gonna straight up judge. If you are at home and you have like a chimp,
Oh no.
you're a dumbass.
Oh shit. Why?
Because they always flip out and like attack people.
Yeah, because so like their natural instinct comes out. So they're raised in
Yes.
captivity, and then you capture them and you take them home, and then eventually, because nature, like they just turn on you.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yes, and like one of them. So it's like different stories. It follows this one girl specifically, but there's all these different stories, and one's like,
Oh my God.
yeah, we've known him since he was a baby, and then my friend came over and he ripped her face off.
Fuck.
And we had to kill him. And
Oh
it's just
my
like,
gosh.
well, why did you have it in the first place?
Yeah, that's terrible.
So I'm sorry. I try not to be judgmental, but I hardcore judge. If someone were to be like, yeah, come on over.
I have
Like,
a
oh, you have a
chimp.
dog? Like, I got a chimp. I'd be like, nope.
Yeah, no.
Bye. Never come around my children.
You couldn't. Why would you have a chimp?
Anyway, thanks for the questions, y'all.
Thanks, friends.
Always fun. And yeah, remember, if you want to ask, you got to go to the Patreon, patreon.com/KPF Productions.
Productions.
Excuse me. And go in there, go in the Patreon Discord and ask us some questions.
Please ask us some questions.
Please.
And get some answers.
And get some
What's
answers.
firing? What?
What?
What? I was singing Little Mermaid.
Patreon Q's and days. Okay, and back to the show, we get Stain.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Yay, Stain.
So we saw him at the end of season 1, I think, or the
Yeah.
beginning of this season, but he's just like a silhouette standing on the
Like on a cliff, like looking over the city.
on a cliff, looking over the city. So we finally get to hear him,
Yes.
and he kills Ingenium.
That sucks.
Like, just straight up. We
Like,
get to
just-
hear Phil Parsons for a second as Ida's older brother. And I guess they were looking for him because he's like, I found you, hero killer Stain.
Yeah.
And then the next time he comes back,
He's just like
blood
steps out.
everywhere, dead.
Dead. Don't mess with Stain.
Don't mess with Stain, man. He's a hero killer, literally.
Like hero killer Stain.
Yeah.
That's what he's called.
He sounds cool, and he looks like a Ninja Turtle villain to me. And he
I
has
never
no
thought about it, but
nose.
now
Where's his nose?
He does have like kind of turtle face, like
He
that.
does. Hang on, I'm going to just look it up. Stain's nose.
Yeah, me too. Stain's nose. What happened to Stain's nose?
Okay, he does have a nose.
He does? Where the frick is his nose? I guess it's covered.
Yeah, it's like not there.
It's just not there.
6 years ago. WTF is this Stains guy's problem?
What is his problem?
What's his problem? Yeah, so we get to see Stain in action. Pretty cool. I mean, not cool from a hero's perspective because he killed a hero.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to the fights. And I forgot to mention just a quick little gripe.
What? You only had 2 lines.
Well, yeah. But no, so Tetsu's cheering for Kirishima in the crowd.
Yeah.
And he says his name. He says Kirishima instead
Kirishima.
of Kirishima, which technically Kirishima is correct,
But no one else says Kirishima.
but everyone says Kirishima.
Yeah.
And so it's weird that David Wald would say Kirishima.
Kirishima.
But I wonder if he was directed by like an assistant director or something.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, maybe.
And then later he says Kirishima. He taps
He does
the R.
not.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
He taps it? Kirishima?
Yeah. Kirishima.
Oh, no.
Unless, I
That's
don't know,
weird.
unless there was a sound that happened at the same time that made it sound like he did. But I'm pretty sure he tapped the R, which
That's weird.
I personally
You can't do that.
don't like tapping the R's.
Well, yeah, not for an English dub. It's weird.
Some people are all about it.
I know. There's some people that insist on it.
There's some people who are like, oh, you don't say samurai, you say samurai.
Really?
Yeah.
That's silly because
Silly.
you're directing like a dialect at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't do it for every other like every R,
Yeah.
like why are we just doing it for the name and for certain
Yeah.
words? That's goofy.
The theory behind it is that because that is the proper pronunciation of the Japanese word, that's how it should
If
be
I
said.
was Japanese.
But so for me, I don't like it because if I'm like listening to the radio and like a Spanish commercial comes on and it's like everything is in Spanish and they're like, yo quiero Burger King. You know.
I know, it's
like,
weird.
just say Burger King with a Spanish
Burger
accent.
King,
Like,
that's
whatever your
fine.
natural language is.
Yeah, just say it.
Just say it in that language.
Right.
With that accent. Like, so the opposite applies for English dubs. Yeah, I've never had anyone tap ours in any of my shows.
Oh, good.
I think it sounds weird.
I do too. Like, yeah.
It's weird.
It's an English dub.
Yeah.
Like,
The only exceptions are like in like honorifics too. I hate using honorifics. The only like I think acceptable one is if it's like technically My Hero takes place in Japan, but the setting of My Hero so far doesn't seem to matter. It could be in Baltimore. It could be in South America. It doesn't seem to matter that it's in Japan. But like if it matters that it's in Japan, like I assistant directed for a show, Kami-sama Kiss, I think is what it was called. Very Japanese.
Yeah.
Like it mattered that it was in Japan. They all had like kimonos on. I
it's
think
all
it
about
took
Japanese rituals.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, like if they want to use honorifics or tap Rs, like
Then
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's just like, come on.
Yeah, when it's like a superhero show, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But if it's like a tribute to Japanese culture, then we can go all out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What do you guys think?
What do you guys think?
What do you guys think?
What?
Do you agree with us or do you disagree? There are no wrong answers. It's all opinions.
Well, yeah.
Leah disagrees.
I disagree, but that's fine. There are right answers.
So then, we get back to the fights.
Okay, but wait.
What?
Wasn't the show, like, immediately really interesting for, like, a second when they had Stain in and, like, all that was happening? Like, I was, like, suddenly invested, and then we went and
suddenly invested, yeah. Well, he comes back. We'll talk about that again when he comes back. Yeah, but first we get back to the fighting. So we've gotten through the first round, we got through the second round, and then we see the penultimate round. There's 2 fights, 4 people left. So your top 4, I feel like if you're top 4, that's great.
Yeah, that is great.
So we get Todoroki versus Iida and Tokoyami versus Bakugo.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Iida. His name is in the title. And it was weird, like, for his name being in the episode title, I feel like he wasn't really important to the episode.
I was kind of surprised with that, too. Like, I thought we were supposed to, go fight Iida, but...
You go fight Iida.
Iida just... Yeah. He's just kind of a side piece.
Yeah. And he loses.
He does lose.
And his brother dies.
His brother dies, so maybe that's why they had to give him a title.
I guess.
To make up for it. It's like, oh, he's grieving.
He's grieving.
Let's make him the star.
But yeah, so he fights Todoroki, and the first thing I noticed was, like, Iida's super fast, right?
Yeah.
So he's running, and Todoroki shoots ice or makes ice come at him.
He just
and
runs.
he stops and goes the other direction.
Right.
The ankle strength. Like, have you ever run, like, full speed, like, to the side and then stopped?
No.
Most people would just flop over or break your ankles.
Oh, God, yeah. That makes sense. But Iida doesn't.
Iida doesn't, but he's going, like, what, 3 times as fast as a normal human?
Yeah, he's
So
going
his ankles must be, that's his secondary
steel.
quirk. He has, like, ankles of steel, or he, like, wraps them up real tight or something.
Yeah, they're probably of steel. I mean, he's got motor, like, exhaust pipes out of his calves, so.
So that was like, damn, he can stop.
Yeah, he's a strong kid. He can run, he can jump, he can skid.
He can skid. And yeah, so then, he stops. Todoroki's like, boom, more ice. Iida jumps over his ice. And everyone's like, whoa, a long jump. He's doing a standing long jump.
Standing long jump.
And he goes for a kick. Somehow Todoroki, I can see Todoroki dodging a kick.
Yeah.
But a supersonic speed kick?
Like, yeah.
Come on.
How is his ice faster?
It's not even his ice. He just ducked.
That's right. He just went, oh, excuse
I
me.
can't believe, like, I was like...
That was goofy.
That was goofy because it's like, okay, Iida's only quirk is that he's fast, and it's not good enough.
Yeah, no. It's just, it didn't work.
So Iida kind of sucks.
I mean, yeah, like, yeah.
After so easily taking out Ibarra, like, if I'm the Flash, right?
Yeah.
I'm super speed. That's my thing. I'm the fastest person alive. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, here's this normal human. I'm gonna run up to him and punch him. I'm so fast he won't be able to dodge it, and then he's just.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
That requires
like the shock alone would keep you. In place.
Yeah, that would require the person like in crazily anticipating it, like he's normally, like, I would see the punch coming and could maybe dodge it, but now I have to do that at 3 times the speed. So like, so as the kick is coming, like he'd have to start dodging as Iida's winding his leg up. So he's like, oh, he looks like he's gonna do this. Let me dodge now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, that's kind of dumb. Like he shouldn't have dodged that.
Yeah,
kick.
that was too. Because I kind of like, I don't know, from their production standpoint. Also, it's like, why would you want to, smash Iida's moment like that?
Yeah.
You know, that could have been a way to show that his quirk isn't worthless.
Yeah.
Is to let him at least get that punch in or something, you know?
He does get the next kick in, but like, yeah, I don't think Todoroki should have been able to dodge any of his attacks.
No.
Like, it did show that, Iida is not that fast. And he's really not supersonic fast, but...
He should be supersonic.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, well,
He has to be supersonic. Like, he's fast.
Not that fast.
Yeah, but that makes him like, I don't know. I feel like that dulls down Iida.
Yeah, Iida got dulled down.
He did.
He does deliver that super boosted kick to Todoroki. It was hard to tell. I couldn't tell where he kicked him. All of a sudden, Todoroki's on the ground. I guess he kicked his back?
It looked like he kicked, like from the lower back or something. I don't know. I didn't really show.
I couldn't
just kind
tell.
of like flies and then boom, down. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So he did deliver that kick. And again, a kick to someone's back would hurt a lot. Mm-hmm. But
It'd probably break it.
Boosted kick? Todoroki, I think, should be dead.
Yeah, or at least paralyzed because of, the nerve damage.
And especially because he got kicked into the stone ground.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He should have shattered ribs at
He
least,
should
if
be in
not
a
a broken
wheelchair.
spine. Yeah.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Dark Hero Academy.
Yes, yes.
Things would be so much different.
He would be in with Recovery Girl, not Deku and his fingers.
Yeah.
What the frick?
Yeah, in Dark Hero Academy, she's still trying to reattach all of Deku's fingers that he
sewing them
blasted
on.
off.
Yeah. And he's got no nerves left.
So yeah, Iida kicks Todoroki to the ground, and so I guess so he does that, and I guess Todoroki like grabs onto him or something. Iida, I thought this was cool. He's just like, all right, and he's just gonna like throw him out of the ring.
I know, that's funny.
I was so sad he didn't do that.
I know, that would have been perfect.
Yeah, but
He
instead
just, threw him
Todoroki
out.
iced his muffler. He's my muffler.
My mufflers. Yeah. Who says that? Oh no, not my muffler.
my mufflers.
Not my muffler.
And so Todoroki was able to freeze him up, and there goes Iida. Boom.
He's out.
He's out. Easy breezy.
Poor Iida.
Yeah. This is when we hear Denki's second line.
Do you remember what it is?
No.
Oh.
He's just like, I can't believe it.
Look at him go.
Then we get Tokoyami versus Bakugo.
Oh, yeah. And then that one's easy because
this one made sense.
Dark Shadow.
Yeah, this one made sense because as Bakugo's making the explosions, it's creating more light. So Dark Shadow isn't as strong. So this fight made sense.
Yeah.
It was a bummer. I like Tokoyami. I think he's a cool
too.
character.
to
Jesse
see more
James
of
sounds
him.
great. But yeah, Tokoyami's out. But hey, top 4 though.
Top 4. So it's Bakugo, Todoroki. Who else? Not Iida.
Yeah, Iida's top 4. Iida and Tokoyami.
Iida and Tokoyami are top 4?
Yeah, that's
But
it.
they got beat.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're
but they're still top 4, yeah.
Yeah, so
okay,
I think technically they are going to be tied for 3rd
Okay.
because they lost in the same round. So whoever loses the final fight will be 2nd, and then they tie for 3rd.
Oh.
But yeah, so yeah, the Tokoyami Bakugo fight. It was weird though, like Bakugo does this big explosion, then the dust settles and he's like holding his beak.
Oh, yeah. That was so weird.
That was weird. Like, it's whatever, but, like, I don't know. It's just like, ooh, I don't know. Like, it's
like
too
beak.
intimate. That was gross. You're just like...
Don't touch my beak.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. Yes, why are you touching my beak?
Touching his beak. Then we cut to Stain talking about...
Yay!
I guess I went a little out of order. It's after he kills Ingenium, we cut back to Stain... And he's like, heroes they're frivolous and they just care about money and da-da-da. He's like, there's only one who's worthy. And I thought it was going to be like Aizawa, because he's very not about that life.
Yeah.
But he's like, All Might. It's like, what?
Like,
All Might's he's the poster child of what you just talked about. He's like, all
Yeah.
about the money and the fame.
But that's that's true. Worthy of killing him though.
Yeah, why is he the one worthy of killing him? Well, I figured it'd be someone else.
Yeah, because he's because he's the most like hero-ish. I guess he's like the worst. So I don't know.
I don't
know how that.
I'm sure we'll learn more
worthy
about
of killing.
Stain's MO and his
excited.
motto and all that. But
Yay, Stain!
But then, at the very end of the episode, Stain's chilling on a rooftop like he does, I guess.
Does. He likes to do that. He perches.
With his no-nose.
His no-nose and his bloody-looking scarf.
Bloody scarf. And Portal guy shows up and is like, whoa, bro, let's chill.
Freaking portals.
And I guess Stain joins the villains, is what we assume
That's what we
happens.
assume. Yeah. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think they're forming
the League of Villains?
I think so.
I didn't think that Stain joined the League of Villains.
I don't think he does.
Oh, he's
like the inspo. He's like the, like the Stain. Like he's the dude. I think that's what I mean. I could be totally wrong, but from what I remember, in my Toga days, I think he's on his own. Like he's Stain. He's the dude, and then all of the League of Villains get together to like support his mission or something. And then Toga wants to join because like, oh my God, Stain.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think. I don't know. We'll see.
But that's how the episode ends.
That's it.
And let's see, the next time on, I don't remember.
We're going to see Todorks and Bakugo, which I was saying like that would be an interesting fight. And here it is. Because, I mean, I feel like Todoroki could just like ice Bakugo. I mean, he just ices, and then boom, explosion's gone. Or if he does fire, which he won't.
I think he's gonna have to.
He might, because if he does, he can like blow up Bakugo, like putting fire on his explosions, just blow him up.
I don't know.
But then he'd be dead.
I feel like Todoroki's ice isn't going to be an issue for Bakugo. Even if he freezes him, everyone else is like, oh, I'm frozen. But Bakugo could just be like, and break out of it.
Can he, though?
He'd have to do it fast.
He'd have to wet. I mean, yeah.
Because as long as he still had sweat, he could do it. So as long as he does it immediately, he can, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fire is the big question. Who knows? But yeah, before we wrap, let's end, as we always do in this season, with character fun facts and whatnots. And we're going to cover the titular Iida. I like to start with the ranks, or his ultra analysis profile. Pretty good. He has 2 6 out of 6s.
No way.
Yeah, he's the only one so far, I think.
That's great. Good for him.
Power 5 out of 6, which I think is a little high. He's not particularly strong if his boosted kick
I would have thought that
doesn't really do anything to Todoroki.
Yeah.
Obviously, his speed is 6 out of 6. But see, this is what's so weird about these kind of scales. I believe, hang on, what was Todoroki's? Yeah, Todoroki's speed, 5 out of 6.
Really?
Yeah, so Iida's is 1 point more.
That doesn't make sense.
So, I don't know.
I guess if you can only go as high as a 6.
I guess, but like I think they need to adjust the scale then.
Yeah.
Todoroki should be a 2.
Yeah,
so it's like
seriously.
maybe...
Like, I've never seen Todoroki move fast, by the way. The dude just, like, saunters.
Well, in the games, when he does the ice, he, like, can Silver Surfer it, like, skate on the ice. But still, I don't know. Iida, I need to see, what's his top speed? Like, I feel like he's not very fast. But whatever. Technique, 3 out of 6.
Okay.
Wits, 4 out of 6. I'm surprised that's not higher, because he's, like, the smart kid in class.
Yeah. He is supposed to be really smart.
He's supposed to be real smart. But his other 6 out of 6 is over seriousness.
Over seriousness?
Yes, over seriousness.
Okay, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely 6 out of 6.
Yeah, what you got?
Let's see. I got popularity polls.
I do the popularity polls.
Oh. Okay, cool. I'm going to skip that. All right. Let's see. The costume... I have some stuff on his costume. His hero costume is called Full Throttle, and it's designed for speed, durability, and power regulation. The armor plating keeps his legs stable during bursts of speed, and the exhaust pipes act as both weapons and release valves. He's based on the archetype of the upright class rep, and borrows traits from traditional mecha pilot characters in anime.
Oh, yeah, his hero costume does look like a mech.
Yeah, and so does his brothers, too. His brothers total. His super serious behavior and karate chop hand gestures are exaggerated for comedic effect. But his dedication is played straight. Hirikoshi describes Iida as the ideal friend. Someone someone who will call you out, but stand by your side.
He's definitely that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
So Iida's family is wealthy.
Yes.
And highly respected.
We knew that.
We did know that. They even own a mansion.
Oh, I don't know.
Holy crap.
A mansion.
Yeah. Let's see. Orange juice is canonically stated to boost his quirk. So if he drinks orange juice...
That's one of mine, yeah. To keep his quirk fueled throughout the day, he drinks 2 cups of orange juice every morning, afternoon, and evening.
Oh, damn. Have we seen him drink orange juice?
Probably. I bet one of the cafeteria scenes that we just didn't notice.
But they never called it out.
Yeah,
That's just something we should just know.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good.
Another food fun fact, his favorite food is beef stew.
Beef stew? Who knew?
His Tenya's name comes from the Japanese name for Skanda, the Mahayana protector of Buddhist temples. Iida-ten, yeah. Iida-ten is famous for being a fast runner and is often used as a symbol of a person who's able to run fast.
Who knew?
Who knew? All right, his popularity polls.
Woo!
In order, 8th, 5th, 9th, 5th, 4th, 6th, 5th, 8th.
8th! Went from 5th to 8th.
Yeah, his lowest was 9th and his highest was 4th, but top 10. Top 10 most popular characters.
That's great. I wonder what happened to make him fall to 8.
And then my last fun fact is his Japanese voice actor is Kaito Ishikawa.
I've heard that name before.
Who shares roles with Billy Kometz, rest in peace.
Oh, Billy.
Taken over by
R.I.P.
Stephen Fu in Rising of the Shield Hero.
Really? Okay.
Alex Lee in Don Don. Blake McNamara in Quality Assurance in Another World. Rico Fadradou in Tomo-chan is a Girl.
Oh.
And Xander Mobus in... I had to include this.
What?
Because the name of the show is So I'm a Spider, So What?
That's the name of the show?
That's the name of the show.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
But yeah, so I could see totally Rico doing that. I could see Billy doing that, Steven doing that. I don't know Alex Lee. I don't know his voice. So I don't know. Blake McNamara, I don't know his voice too well either.
I don't know who that is.
But I just met Xander very recently, and so yeah, I could see those 3 that I know, or 4 that I know.
All playing the Iidas?
All playing Iida, yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's fun.
In early drafts of this character, his name was going to be something like Irade, like Irade or Kanda, but Hirikoshi settled on Iida to match the name of the Japanese surnames that sound professional and old-fashioned. Tenya has no confirmed meaning in universe, but fans think it sounds upper class. He was originally going to be more antagonistic in earlier drafts. He's supposed to clash more with Midoriya and come off as snobby or overbearing, more like Bakugo Light.
Bakugo Light.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
But it's shifted, his tone shifted to emphasize his genuine sincerity and morality, which ended up making him a fan favorite as the anxious overachiever type.
There you go.
That's it.
Okay, boom.
Iida!
Eat up. All right, y'all. Back to the show.
Yeah.
Which is done.
That's it.
There you go. We did it.
All right.
That was a good one. You could feel the sports festival ending, which is nice. I feel like we've been in the sports festival a little too long.
It's one of those long sports festivals where you're just like, okay, I know who's gonna win. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah.
Like halfway through.
We're finally coming to an end here, which is nice. They kind of pushed. We got some really good fights, though.
Yeah.
But it's time for some actual.
Like, let's do this.
Some stuff to happen.
Let's have a plot.
Let's have
friends.
a plot. Yeah. Right now, you could just like, what happens in the first 12 eps of season 2? It's like
they fight.
There's a sports festival.
Yeah.
But what happens? There's a sports festival.
Yeah, it's a sports festival. It's just a sports festival.
So, we got some good character development and stuff. But
and
it's
we
just
got their quirks forced down our throats, so now we know what they do. Which I feel like is the
maybe
point.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Like, he really wanted us to, like, learn their quirks and know what they do and be familiar with it. That way, when they, end up in other situations, we can, I don't know, have appropriate anticipation for what's going to come.
Yeah. But yeah, the sports festival ends, I assume, next episode with Bakugo versus Todoroki.
Bakugo. And then Stain. Hopefully more Stain. And then we figure out the villains. And the show gets so much better. I know why you guys like the villains more now. Just so you know.
Yeah, so I guess I'm trying to think of how, so Stain kills Ingenium. And so that's going to start a whole, like, Iida's going to want to investigate, right? He's going to want to get involved.
So
that's good. And then 1A is gonna be like, we're with you, because they got to involve the kids somehow. So I guess maybe against like Harry Potter style, where it's like, no, hey, don't go out there, it's dangerous, you need to stay here. And they're like, okay. And then Iida sneaks out, like, well, we can't let him sneak out by himself. So like Deku and some of them go with, and of course Bakugo's like, well, I'm not gonna let you nerds get all the glory.
Nerds.
So they got to get involved somehow. And then they're gonna fight Stain, and this will be their first kind of real thing, I guess. And I assume then the League of Villains will get involved.
They will get involved. They will clean it up. They will take this town.
And will we see Toga? Are we getting closer to Toga?
I think maybe. Because I think she comes in. I don't know. It's either at the end of this season or the end of the next season. God.
End of the next season?
Yeah. Like, she comes in at the end of some season.
It's got to be the end of this season.
I bet it is, because we're only halfway through.
That would be wild to not be in the show for that long.
God. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's true. It is the end of the season, because I remember she shows up, and then season 3, she's in it, but I'm not. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's that thing where we learn her quirk.
Yeah, we learn her quirk. That's right.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. But right on. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you are listening to this on like Apple and Spotify, TuneIn, wherever, everywhere, make sure you check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@SparkandChaos, so you can see us. And if you want to see it early and uncensored and watch the Patreon exclusive pre-watch, where we actually watch the ep and get our unrestricted opinions as we watch it, make sure you join the Patreon, patreon.com/KPF Productions. Go check it out.
Woohoo!
Leah, where can the good people find you online and in person?
Oh, that's such a good question. Well, at the end of this month of June, I will be at Indie Pop Con. And then I'm doing a couple things in July, but I don't know where my phone is, so yeah. And you can find me at Leah Clark VA everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean Instagram and Twitch. So, yay.
What are you streaming tonight?
Tonight, I will be streaming. I've been trying to do more Poppy Playtime.
Oh.
Because it's actually really cool.
Ooh, a little bit of horror stuff.
A little bit of horror stuff, and it's like a little bit of mystery, a little bit of, puzzles. I love puzzles. So, yeah. And apparently I'm late to this party, too.
Poppy Playtime party?
Yeah.
I haven't played it either.
Oh, my God, it's so cool.
Ooh.
I think you might like it.
I do like people. It gets compared to Five Nights at Freddy's, and I've played all the Five Nights at Freddy's games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've only seen like a few of the Five Nights at Freddy's, but I would agree. It's on that area, like that same vibe.
Same vibe.
Yeah.
Well, very cool.
What about you? Where can they find you?
Also on Twitch, 3 nights a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday nights, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. So tomorrow night, I'm going to be streaming. Normally I would stream, but I'm going to be on a plane, so I'm going to be. I tested it a couple weekends ago, I'm going to be streaming a video while I'm gone.
How?
So you can come hang out and watch this video that I'm going to be showing, probably an episode of Super Board Game Bros or something. And you can still get your channel points and all that. That way there's something going on my channel while I'm gone. Same thing with Sunday. I'll be on a plane back. So not the Sunday. But this upcoming Tuesday, I'm going to be playing a game called Beacon Pines.
What's Beacon Pines?
I have no idea.
Oh, snap.
But this weekend, I'll be in the Washington State for Washington State SummerCon. So if you're in the Seattle area, it's technically in Puyallup.
Oh, yeah.
Come out and say hi. And that's the start of 3 weekends in a row for me. After that, I'll be in New Mexico for Duke City Con in Albuquerque.
Woo! Get yourself some red and green chili.
Yeah.
New Mexico breakfast. They're the best.
Ooh.
Yes.
And then the weekend after that, I'll be in Colorado for the first time for a convention in Denver for Fan Expo Denver.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be so fun. You have to go to the Stanley Hotel at some point.
I don't know if I'll have time.
You probably won't.
I will be going to a Rockies game while I'm there, which I'm excited about.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Baseball, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so come out and say hi. And remember, we like getting fan gifts and little tokens. If you guys, we always accept them. Like I said at the beginning of the app, I don't know why some people are like, do you accept gifts? It's like, of course. I don't know why people.
I want to know who says no.
I want to know who says no.
Somebody
as well.
says no. They wouldn't ask.
Yeah.
If somebody didn't say no.
Yeah, let us know. Like if you've I tried to go to David Matranga. And
he was like, no.
And he was like, no, get away from me.
I don't take gifts. I'm JW.
I'm J-Dub. What?
Jehovah's Witness. They don't. Never mind.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you next week for the end of the sports festival, I assume.
Yay!
There you go. Spark.
Okay.